Hey, y'all, gravity. Any day above ground, live it. Family. I know I talk a lot about the 2024 election, and I've been doing it strategically because I have a whole year. So I'm trying to do this strategically, but I also just realized yesterday with what I'm going to present to you today that I really didn't start talking about the street level that much, if at all. I I sometimes forget that, I know I say that the white vote will doom us all, but I don't really focus too much on the black side because we know there's a lot of people that want to be either conservative or liberal, they want to be Democrat or Republican. And I also forget that a lot of people at the end of the day, you strip all that away, depending on where they're from or how they identify. They're still black. And knowing that, it's incumbent on us to make sure that when we're on social media, we peep how people talk, we peep what people say, we peep what people put out there to spark conversations, willingly or unwillingly. Family, I saw a tweet yesterday. And if you ever want to know how the black dumb servitude really thinks about us, I'm fixing to show you something. But before we do that, let's introduce the family. Let's introduce the family because I appreciate y'all coming in. I know it's 8:30 in the morning. This is usually your time to get up, start your day, go to the gym, get your kids ready, you know, make breakfast, start the car, go to work. So I appreciate the fact that you're here with me on a Sunday morning, especially if you're going to go into that more called the church. But, we're here to educate. We're here to educate. And, my people are still sleeping, so I'm not going to yell until they get up. Thing. All right, let's see who we have in the building. Torian Rain, good morning. Good morning. Hello to the Stream Elements bot, because I feel like you might have been kicking people out. You and Nightbot. I think you guys are having relations. I'm just saying, nothing wrong with that. AI on AI. I mean, we like to see 1 on 0. We like to see that, but all right, don't do that again. Shamika Gray, good morning. John Guillory, good morning. This should be interesting. Don't know these folks. You and Torian, yeah, a lot of people don't know these folks. Y'all gonna get introduced today. Ricky Jones, good morning. Yes, John Guillory, make breakfast for the babies because the babies got to eat because the babies need the strength to be out here in these streets. And yes, Brooklyn Queen 125, good morning. Okay, so the thumbnail. We all know who's in the middle. We already know this. That's old sexy red. Okay. We're not going to belabor that. She's the subject of this Twitter exchange. Unwilling, of course. And you're going to see why. Over in the left-hand corner, that's Sunny Johnson. Now, you guys heard me talk about her a few times on here. She's a political conservative commentator over on Twitter, but she also has a Sirius XM show on their Patriot channel. I guess that's the conservative channel. But we're going to focus today on the dude in the right-hand corner. His name is Delano Squires. Now, he's a political pundit himself. Red flag number 1, he works for the Blaze. Red flag number 2, Torian, go get a bucket. You'll like this one. He is a contributor for Fatlock, aka Jason Whitlock. A contributor. Oh, yes. Family, when I show you this Twitter exchange, you're going to understand why I don't like the black dumb servitude. But let's begin. You've heard me ramble enough. Let's begin.
Get that water. He about to get this work. He about to get this work.
On your screen, family, on your screen, we have four, not one, not two, not three, four black women. Yes, we do. All in the realm of sports. Now, up here in the upper right hand corner, we have Coco Gauff. Now, I ain't sure if this is when she won the US Open, because I really didn't watch it. So I just saw like highlights. So I don't remember. I think this might have been when she won it. When she beat the white girl. And then the white girl performatively smashed her racket in the tunnel. Performatively, of course. So shout out to Coco. She's one of the youngest US Open champions ever. Shout out to her. And there was constant debate online if she was Haitian or whatever. And it's been found out that she is FBA. So, shout out to her. Then we go over to the upper right-hand corner. That is Simone Biles, the most accomplished gymnast in history. 8 gold medals, numerous accolades, and she is a wife. So shout out to her. Then we go to the bottom left corner. We have Clarissa Shields. Now, she was a little off code. We're talking about how she wants to fight a man. A little off code. But we're not going to take away her accomplishments. She is a force in the boxing world. Yes, she is. And of course, we have Sister Sha'Carri Richardson. Now, she did race yesterday. She came in, I think, 4th, but that's okay. She's now the fastest woman in the world. Okay. Sonny Johnson put this picture up. She put this picture up. It's cool. She wrote, "The culture celebrated all these black phenomenal women, but this is what your blackface do. Take the worst and paint us all so they can look like the magic Negro. Are y'all tired yet?" Now, this was in response to this from Delano Squires. He put up a picture, a quoted tweet based on a picture of Sexy Red at the Jets game. Again, we already know she's a plant. We know this. We don't pay attention to her. Intelligent Black society. We don't pay attention to her until she says something stupid. This fool wrote, "Who wants to bet she'll be in a Super Bowl commercial in February? She should have been shamed into oblivion the minute Pound Town dropped. But the culture saves its righteous indignation for artists like Chrisette Michele because it sees degeneracy is more than conservatism." Okay. Sir, number one, black people majorly identify as conservative. We're not part of any conservative movements. We're not part of a conservative party. We just feel as though family is our best option for happiness for everybody. That's understood. We don't even have to say that. But, for all intents and purposes on discussions and when we talk amongst ourselves, yes, we have to go out and say or express that we are conservative. But you wrote this tweet. You wrote this tweet for what? Okay. They're being performative. We have so many problems in this country. This is what you're worried about. A rapper taking a picture with a football owner. Did you have a problem? Yeah, I bet you didn't have a problem when Lil Wayne was going to Thunder games back in the day. Didn't have a problem with that. Why aren't you promoting the rappers, not performing at the Super Bowl, but the rappers that actually want to go outside and, put their stake in these quote unquote white organizations? Why didn't you do that? Jay-Z had a stake in the Nets back in the day. Why didn't you talk about that? Magic Johnson has a stake in not only the Dodgers, but he has a stake in the Lakers. He's become quite the mogul. Why aren't you talking about that? No, you're using Sexy Red as a way to tell white people this is how black society is. This is the level that we're at now. We're at the Sexy Red level. I don't like that, but okay. You wrote that. Then you brought up Chrisette Michelle. I'm gonna let y'all talk about Chrisette Michelle. I'm gonna let y'all talk about that. We understand why Chrisette Michelle got canceled. We understand that. But we didn't cancel her all the way like we do other people. We said, sis, you kind of messed up on that one. Kind of should have read the room a little bit more. You sit down for a couple years and then you slowly build yourself back up. She can put out music, we can listen to it or not. I mean, we don't we not gonna get mad. We're not gonna get mad. Now it's your choice if you want to consume it. That's capitalism. But you wrote this. Okay, fine. Let's get into it. So again, like I said, Sonny Johnson put this up, said what she said. He came back with a response, family. Yes, he did. He said, I'm tired of people who don't get the basics of culture. Whatever you plant and water grows. Question, Sonny Johnson. Do you play Pound Town at home? Tell your kids to look up to Sexy Red the way you would Coco. If not, why defend things in the culture you don't promote in your house? See, this is how I know the black dumb servitude, like Delano Squires, does not understand what culture is. Sir, since we have to go back to a elementary basis for this, I'm going to help you. Culture encompasses everything, whether it be positive, negative, or neutral. Does black society have negative aspects? Yes, we do. Does black society have positive aspects? Yes, we do. Does it have neutral aspects? Yes, we do. It's all about balance. You guys heard me many times say on here, life is all about balance. Hey, Delano, let me talk to you, sir. Guess what? I listen to gangster rap. Yes, I do. Not the new shit, not the drill shit, but back in the day, I listened to gangster rap. Guess what else I did? That's right. I listened to R&B songs, and I'm talking about the R&B songs that either make you dance or make you dance in the bedroom. We know the songs I'm talking about. I also listened to dancehall from the 90s, where they were talking about sexing and shooting people and things of that nature. Degenerate culture, degenerate Caribbean culture. I also listen to death metal. I listened to them rock songs where they say they were going to beat people up. Country songs where they were going to beat people up. Guess what I did not do, sir? I don't move packs. I don't move weight. I don't shoot people in the streets. I don't rob people. I don't get out here and torture animals. I'm not just having sex all over the place. Hell, I listen to Will Smith, and he's a clean rapper. The point is, I balance what I consume. I don't eat fast food every day. Culture is supposed to be a balance of a group of people and their customs and traditions, and what is a great representation of them. Sexy Red is not a great representation of Black culture. We understand that. There's right here four that balance out and negate Sexy Red on any day of the week. And you decided to say Sexy Red is going to be my avatar to wag my finger at Black culture. We were going to get to that when I start talking about white culture. Well, that's unfortunate, Maxima. That is unfortunate. Y'all need each other because when the elites do what they do, y'all gonna need every hand on deck. So y'all might have to have the family reunion, yell at her, and then hug her back. Y'all gonna have to do that. Blacklight in there making jokes already. All right. He wrote this. So this is, like I said, what I just said. So I said, sir, we listen to gangster rap, but most of us aren't in the streets moving like that. The problem with people like you is you live in a fantasy world of patriotism. Nothing wrong with balancing ratchetness and a wholesome lifestyle. Real men do this. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being balanced in life. Nothing. And of course, he got cooked. And by the way, I was responding to people, white people, and white people blocked me. Because white people came in there and tried to tell me that her bringing up Sexy Red automatically disqualifies her from the conversation. Why? Because Sonny Johnson responded to him and said, "Yes, I do." She rejected. Letting my daughter see the world clearly didn't destroy her. She'll graduate college with double major chemistry and biology next. Hey, y'all, name me a song that y'all listened to back in the day that was, not a great representation of Black culture, and tell me how you're doing now. Because I'm sure everybody in this chat has not been incarcerated. They don't have any gun charges. They have no drug charges. Let's talk about white culture while y'all doing that. White culture got Sons of Anarchy. White culture got The Shield. White culture got Breaking Bad. White culture got what's that one degenerate show? Dexter. I don't see a whole bunch of white people doing what they doing. I don't, and I mean, white people not really high on my list right now. But let's talk. White people created many a porn category that involve animals. Now, lately they've been getting caught, but by and large, they ain't been doing it out in the streets like that. I'm just saying. I mean, even though they white supremacists, they figured out an uneasy balance. I'm just saying. Asians, we're not gonna go there. Yeah, we are. Asians have that. We've seen them take animals off the street and then feed it to people. Okay, they're not doing it here. Okay, I'm lying. They're doing it. Their balance is all fucked up. I'm just we in the news. The news has said this. I'm just repeating what the news has said. They fucked up. I'm just saying they doing some shit. They just killed a girl down here. 5 of them. I'm just saying my minority's a little out of line. We gonna talk about that one day. But I'm getting off topic. I was trying. I was getting off topic. We're not even gonna talk about the Latinos. They gonna get upset. I don't give a fuck. Latinos, They're unbalanced, but their balance is it's close to being balanced. They shut up about reparations, but that's another subject for another day. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to keep it on black people today. We're going to keep it on black people. So, like I said, this man got cooked. So he was getting cooked. He came back with another quote tweet. Said, "Congrats to her. She told you she had a chance to make a lot more money rapping about the color of her private parts. Would you tell her to ditch the lab coat and Aaron Meyer Flask and follow the Cardi, Meg, Suki, sexy red path?" You see what I mean? Y'all see what I mean? You see what I mean? So Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Suki Hana, and Sexy Red, 4 black women, they're the avatars of black culture, according to this man. And Flournoy, good morning. Lehman Lucas, good morning. Nick Black, good morning. You seem new, but welcome. Lehman Lucas, good morning. See what I mean? You give these dumb servitude members a little bit of chum and they just go nuts. Again, those 4 women do not represent black culture. Number one, the first one you named is not even black. So we're going to put her in the identity category of Latino culture. We're going to do that for you. Megan Thee Stallion, that's a mixed bag. People like her, people don't like her. It's whatever. I'll let y'all legislate that. Hey, y'all got songs in there. Let's see. Of course, Black Light had to go to Bone Thugs. You got No Surrender. Okay. Brooklyn Queen 125, Stab Out Me Meat by Lady Saw. All right, girl. All right. I see how you get down. Say less. Cannonball Corpse. Okay. Rampage by EPMD. All right. All right. What you know about Eric and Parrish making dollars? What you know about that? All right. Go ahead. But see, and we're not out here being members of society that people do not want to be associated with. It's funny how that worked out. It's funny how that worked out. And please, guys, make sure you uh, sorry, guys, make sure you answer the poll that I have at the top so we can see how these results work out, because I have a feeling I know how it's gonna go when the show is over. I see it. I'm a hustler by 50 Cent. See, there you go. Influence that maybe the timeout corner is more appropriate. And nah, I got to get him off the block. He's dangerous, and we're going to show you why he's dangerous. Because this is just surface level, family. The things I found out about this guy, it makes sense why he says what he says. So yeah. So Sonny came back to him again, and she said she already made her choice under your hypothetical. Her choice. Don't try to degrade the healthy decisions she made because you think millions of other black women haven't made the exact same decision. You need the degenerate. I'm over here building the next generation. Fair answer. Very good answer. Very good answer, because this guy seems to think that I bet you if I looked at his playlist, he got some shit up in there. He got some Jay-Z up in there. He got some 50. He got some Luda. He got some shit up in there. But again, the black dumb servitude wants to act like they're moral high ground. Ain't nobody trying to hit at y'all act like y'all just be listening to gospel music all day. We know the truth. The conservatives are some of the most degenerate people. Not all, but they're some of the most degenerate people in this country. Should we go to Desperate Housewives? Oops. Should we go to the black church culture? Oops. Facts. If one I said, I'm sorry, I know little about this topic. I'm willing to learn though. Well, you came in late, but I'll just catch you up real fast. A black conservative put up a picture responding to another black conservative trying to make an analysis about Sexy Red at the Jets game last week. And the first conservative said, since you want to put that up as a representation of black culture, I'll put up 4 black women that will negate and overshadow her that have actually accomplished things that young black girls can look at and say, I want to do that. And he decided to say, the second conservative, do not do that and show that you are more intelligent than me. I'm going to stick my fangs into Sexy Red and say that is black people. And that's what I'm going to tell my 111,000 people that follow me. Because I don't participate in the culture. So I don't understand how the culture moves. And black culture is degenerate. Which, again, I'm going to jump in here. I done told you black dumb servitude many a time. When you crack on black people for the satisfaction of white, the clear Dashians and the non-black folk, yeah, they look at you and they're talking about you too when they do their dissections. You're not excluded. But again, this is the black dumb servitude they don't understand. I listened to How to Rob by 50 Cent. I ain't go outside and rob rappers. I didn't do that. You take music for what it is. You enjoy it for the few minutes and then you log off. The fuck? So then he came back. Here's the person. Well, we'll get to that. So he said, sorry, I didn't see an answer to my question. She literally answered it. She literally answered it. I asked what your response would be. You already said you play the music at home. I'm asking whether you'd also promote the career path to her or any other young woman you care about. She literally answered it 2 tweets ago. She played it. The kid didn't like it. And the kid is still on the path that her, the mama, and the husband are setting for her to be successful in this world. They really answered it. The fuck? Okay. Then this person said the fact that she did say she plays that crap at home was enough to end the conversation. So I said, what songs did you play at home that you were not allowed to listen to in your parent, or your parents disapproved of? So she said, we're talking about adults, not children. Set the standard in your house. I literally asked, what songs did you play at home that your parents disapproved of? You're not about to sit up here as a unapologetically black person living in Australia. You're not about to tell me, and look like you from North Carolina because you say you're a Tar Heel, but I don't know. But you're not about to tell me you didn't play no songs in your house that your parents did not like. You're not about to tell me that. So I said, that's not what I asked you. I said, Sunny runs her house and her child is well adjusted. Answer my question. What songs did you listen to that your parents disapproved of? Because we were all children. We didn't all come out of pods and shit. I'm just saying. So she said, I don't need to answer it because it's irrelevant to the initial discussion. How is it irrelevant? This is literally what the discussion is about. My parents didn't choose to expose me or model inappropriate music or material if and when I was. It was my own choice. That's, oh, Joy. Okay. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. I said it actually is. Context. Sonny praised four black women for their accomplishments. Delano decided to introduce Sexy Red into the conversation for no reason. Sonny explained how she and her husband run a balanced house. So, are you a worse person for listening to bad music? I think that's a fair question. And he said Delano had a reason. People should be able to criticize the culture's shortcomings as well as praise the successes. Both can come from the same person. You're not a bad person for listening to bad music, but you are one for highlighting bad music to your kids. Okay, so how are they supposed to know what bad music is if you don't show them what it is? I need this answered. Now, based on her answers, I know she's not a parent. Hmm. Because even if you had balanced parents in the house, an answer like that would never have come from your mouth. Once again, they said you're not a bad person for listening to bad music, but you are one for highlighting bad music to your kids. Again, how are they supposed to know if it's bad music if you don't tell them or you don't show it to them? If you're listening to it, your parents come by, they ask what you're listening to, they listen to a little bit and they're like, why the hell are you playing this? And they tell you to turn it off. That's how you know it's bad music. Or if you have a keen ear, you listen to the lyrics and you're like, eh. Or like a lot of us have done, ma'am, repeated the lyrics in front of our parents, and our parents want to throw shoes or hands at us. Like, don't say that shit. Or where'd you get that? Where'd you learn that? He'd be like, oh, I heard it on a song. What song? And you tell them the song and say, you know, listen to that no more. That's how you know. But again, these are people who parents probably didn't give a fuck. But yeah, that was a whole Twitter exchange. So again, we know how the black dumb servitude acts. We do. We understand. And we got the black dumb servitude out here saying things that even normal people wouldn't even say. The music industry is struggling right now. They see Sexy Red and all these other chicks as a way to get money, way to get attention to their labels. I'm not knocking them. If that's their business model, I'm not knocking them. Do your thing. But to use that as an indictment against the black culture and the black community, we're not going to do that because we can then go and do that to the black dumb servitude. Would you like me to do that for you, Mr. Squires? I will do that for you right now. Black conservatives, come here because I know y'all about to go to church. We're going to take you to early church. I'm going to say a very dangerous statement right now. And if y'all got a problem with it, hey, I'm on Twitter, the Kid Gravity. Black conservatives are needed. Family, I know y'all getting mad at me right now. I know. I hear y'all coming. Y'all about to cuss me out in the comment thread. I'm cool with that. All y'all said it in unison. It's Rizzo, baby. Got me fucked up. The black conservatives that are on TV, YouTube, and social media, they're needed. Not just for content, they're needed. We should not be silencing voices. But black dumb servitude, let me talk to you. I get you guys have your set of standards, your set of ideals. I get that, even though you got it from white people, but that's neither here nor there. And y'all like to fashion yourselves as independent conservatives. Like you guys have your own thoughts, but you're all in one group. I get that. Since you want to play Delano Squires, since you want to play that game, Mr. Husband with 3 kids, okay, cool. Let's play that game. Sir, the only reason why you're relevant is because your queen den mother, Candace Owens, is relevant. We're just going to go there. I'm going to say that Candace Owens is the number one representative of the black conservatives. Doesn't matter if you're on TV, YouTube, social media, or in life. I will say that. Now, see, the family in my comment thread are going to get mad at me for saying that. They know I'm being facetious. But since we're going to play the game of, I'm going to use a degenerate black rapper to represent black culture, I can use Candace Owens to say that the black conservatives on TV, YouTube, social media, and the black conservatives who identify as black conservatives, without Candace Owens, you guys would be irrelevant creatures. That would be a very dangerous statement to say. And you'd probably get mad. But that's what you foist off out here. That's how it sounds. I can misrepresent you easily and say it to a whole bunch of people till they keep repeating it until it becomes law. And I don't think you guys want that. Because a lot of y'all have grifted your way into some sort of heightened visibility. And you do not want to have Candace Owens associated with your brand, especially since she crashed out over Derek Chauvin not getting freed in his trial. I'm just saying. And she just lost her channel again because she went after the LGBTQ. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I don't think y'all want to be associated with that right now. Say how dangerous those statements are. So I would suggest y'all watch what you say out here. But Delano, did you stop there? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. We're going to go into your history, folks. We're going to go in your history. Now, you say you're a research fellow, life, religion, and family at the Heritage Foundation. The Heritage Foundation. Red flag number 3. Contributor Fearless with Jason Whitlock and The Blaze. So that was 1 and 2. 1776 Unites. Independent voices focused on solutions to our biggest challenges in racial, socioeconomical adversity, education, and culture, a Woodson Center project. The Maryland Family Institute, a Maryland where God is honored, religious freedoms flourished, families thrive, and life is cherished. How is that working out? Y'all elected Wes Moore. How's that working out? Views my own. Bullshit. Bullshit. But you have a pinned tweet here from February 8th. Okay. You wrote, imagine how much different this country would be if black progressive politicians, pundits, academics, preachers, and entertainers used their resources and influence to promote marriage and two-parent homes instead of abortion. And you tagged the National Urban League, the National Action Network, the NAACP, and the Heritage Foundation. It's funny that you bring up politicians, pundits, academics, preachers, and entertainers. Majority of those people are actually married. Black progressive politicians, a lot of them are married or single. I'm assuming you're saying black progressive pundits. I'm guessing that's probably your Joy Reids and all them. Joy Reid's married with a family, and I don't like Joy Reid, but we got to highlight that. Now, the black academics, that can go either way. preachers, I mean, they do their dirt, but a lot of them are married. I mean, that's one of the core tenets to being a pastor. That doesn't look good if you're single. I'm just saying. And entertainers, you would be shocked to know that most of your black progressive entertainers are there's no such thing. They're either liberal or conservative. There's no such thing as a black progressive entertainer. But okay. You have a video. Let's hear what the video says. Why is your suit so tight? But okay, let's go.
Interesting. Here's a question for Black History Month. Why do so many civil rights organizations seem to be more interested in Planned Parenthood's bottom line than rebuilding the Black family? I'm not exaggerating. President Barack Obama is the last national Democrat who spoke explicitly about the importance of marriage, family, and fatherhood as it relates.
And then sold out to the LGBT. Did you forget about that? He's sold out to the LGBT, but okay, fine.
To improve outcomes in the Black community. But now, everyone from HBCU professors to Black preachers seems to think that promoting more abortions in the Black community is a good thing. Even the founders of Black Lives Matter, which claim to care about Black life, are completely on board with abortion, even as they argued for dismantling the nuclear family. Why is that?
Okay. So politicians and preachers are black politicians and preachers are major voices in the black community. Okay. Y'all really still don't get it. Y'all really still don't get it. You're still bringing up Black Lives Matter in 2023. You conservatives are really like Caribbean folk. You're just like 20 years behind how fast the culture is moving. Kamami don't represent the black community. Number one, she's not even black. Number two, Al Sharpton. I'm sorry, but no self-respecting black person follows what Al Sharpton says. Let me explain something to you, Delano. Most of our parents saw I was about to say white Sharpton, but we can call him that. We all saw what FBI informant Sharpton was growing up. Our parents were hip to the game. Yeah, he was an ambulance chaser. Yes. He got pushed off his chair by Roy Ennis on the Morton Downey Jr. show. Yes. We saw his game. Our parents saw the game. They taught us the game. That's why old his goddaughter, Tamika Mallory, she's not around anymore. Haven't y'all noticed that? You black dumb servitude, she gone. Remember, she was the hottest thing in 2018. It's been 5 years that she's gone. She's irrelevant. Yeah. Black Lives Matter got eviscerated in 2020. They had a nice little run under Obama. Yes, they did. They did. They got their money. We fucked with the message. We didn't fuck with the organization. And now they're gone. But the funny thing with you conservatives, because now I'm going to lump you all in together. Y'all let people like the Oath Keepers and Patriot Front still run around and y'all didn't say shit. Now y'all bitching that Enrique Tarrio's going to jail for not even being at the Capitol. Yeah. About that. Can I say that Enrico Tarrio is a representation of the black conservative movement? Am I allowed to say that? Family, tell me, am I allowed to say that? Because y'all say he Afro Latino. Can I say he's a black conservative? Am I allowed to? Continue.
I think that's a question that's worth exploring. I also think these civil rights organizations and leaders should get back to their roots of fighting for the human dignity of all people. The black
Wrong. Civil rights are for black people. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. Civil rights are supposed to be exclusively for black people. Everybody else should get equal rights. Just like black people should have equal rights. But okay. Y'all don't want to talk about that. All right.
community needs a lot of things. Stronger, intact families is one of them. More death is not.
More death. You hear him. More death is not. Okay. All right. So there was that. There was that. What the fuck is this? Again, my point was about artists and influence. The most obvious way that influence is demonstrated is by the successive line of artists who follow one another, mimicking the same style. And that's a reason Bhakti Barbie is accused of appropriation, but Sexy Red is everywhere. Oh, God. Okay, if this is the Catch Me Outside girl, we know why she's being promoted. Again, they don't understand how culture works. They're promoting her because she's white. She's getting accused of cultural appropriation because she's Italian, acting like a hood black girl. Sexy Red is everywhere because she represents degeneracy and it's easy to market it. What is wrong with y'all? But okay, let's just go down. I'm going to ask something from the family. Give me a phrase or a sentence that you want me to look up to see what he talked about if he ever mentioned it. I'm going to start with reparations. I want y'all to come into the comment thread and give me a word or a phrase to see if he said something about it because I'm interested in his views. No, and Flournoy, I'm not getting Urkel vibes from him. I'm getting Brandon Tatum vibes. But let's see what he said about reparations. Somebody said he's Caribbean. I did not know this. Ooh, what is this? Well, National Reparations League. Okay, whatever. People who got a problem with us getting cash payments for reparations, but won't dare tell so-called Jewish people that easy setup. Ooh. Were you talking? Let me see what he said. Fair use.
If reparations ever did come, it would mean the end of the racial grievance industry. Because once I pay my student loans off to Sally Mae, the next call she placed to me, I said, I'm not answering. I don't owe you anymore. So before you all say, yes, we want reparations, just be sure that you want to go down that road.
Say that again.
If reparations ever did come, it would mean the end of the racial grievance industry. Because once I pay my student loans off to Sally Mae, the next call she placed to me, I said, I'm not answering. I don't owe you anymore. So before you all say, yes, we want reparations, just be sure that you want to go down that road.
Huh? Do I have to go back to one? I don't know what he just said. Can somebody translate that for me? Hey Rob, is you available? Can you come translate this for me? I don't know. I don't know what the hell. So it's not me, right, family? I don't know what the hell he just said. I know it came in mid speech. I get that, but what did that mean? Let me get it one more time.
If reparations ever did come, it would mean the end of the racial grievance industry. Because once I pay my student loans off to Sally Mae, the next call she placed to me, I said, I'm not answering. I don't owe you anymore. So before you all say, yes, we want reparations, just be sure that you want to go down that road.
Okay. Okay, I get it now. Now I understand what he's saying. He's pulling that bullshit griff about people want reparations, but they're attaching it to student loans. I get it now. He's using that old tired talking point that we killed a couple of years ago, when people were like, we're not, why don't we just give them cash reparations? But remember, people were also saying, why don't you just pay off student loans as a form of reparation? That's not reparations, you fool. That's called reconciliation. That's not student loans are not reparations. Student loan repayment is not reparations. Right. It's like Rob said. So that means you're going to, are you about to say that all these institutions of higher learning are slave camps? Are you real? Are there plantations? You're really about to say that? Because I know y'all love to say that about the NCAA, but I don't hear y'all saying black players should not go to the NCAA and play. I don't hear none of this. If y'all were really about that life, March Madness and bowl season, y'all would not be watching it. Where is he from? They're saying he Caribbean. I don't know. He in the DMV area, but they saying he Caribbean, so I don't know. I don't know no black person that had the name Delano. I don't know. I never heard it. Is Squires a black American name? I don't know. Y'all tell me. Let me hear what else he talking about.
I'm sure I want to go down that road. Okay. And the Japanese Americans were sure they wanted to go down that road. Certain Native American tribes were sure they wanted to go down that road.
Facts.
Slave masters themselves were sure they wanted to go down that road. Reparations is how you heal, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I'm up here today. You want to talk about healing a nation? How are you going to heal a nation without addressing reparations? My dear brother, you say you don't believe reparations should be paid in cash payments. I want to ask you a question. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. Would you tell European Jewish people that?
No. The discussion of reparation is a U.S.-based thing, not Holocaust.
Well, it's a
No. See, and that's another mistake. We got to watch out for that, family. Let me tell y'all something. See, this is where we know people don't do history. Did y'all know? I've said this before, and I've actually showed it on the screen, but we're going to do it again. The U.S. government helped France facilitate payments for Jewish Holocaust survivors. DMW Shots 247. Good morning. He says, son from Flatbush. I believe he is Caribbean. Not sure exactly where though. So he is Caribbean. Okay. I didn't know. Hey Rob, you available? You want to come up? Let me know. But yeah, the U.S. facilitated France to pay reparations for Holocaust survivors that went to France. They've even paid. There's even documented proof that the U.S. took in Holocaust survivors and paid them. Reagan signed the Civil Liberties Act of 1988, right? Yeah, 88. He signed the bill out while he was going out of office, and Bush paid them. Bush won. There you go. Thank you. Obama administration earmarks 12 million reparation for Holocaust survivors. I think that was the France one too. But don't hold me to that. It's been done. They paid the Chinese, they paid the Native Americans, they paid the what was those at? What was it? Oh my god. I'm blanking. They paid another group off in cash. So we're not about to sit up here and tell me the Indians after 9/11. That's what it was. That's what it was. The Middle Eastern community. All right, that's fine. If you can't, that's fine. The Middle Eastern community got paid off after 9/11, but that was hidden under the radar because they know it would look like they were supporting what was happening. And then, he took bin Laden's family out of the country a couple of days after, but we're not gonna go there. That's another subject for another day, but there's precedent.
Humanity thing, and I think that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the lack of humanity, and not paying reparations impacts that.
30 seconds. Is that going to be a paper check or an electronic funds transfer?
Okay, let me see. Okay, now Shamika Michelle. Okay, see, I gotten you already. I guess I'm gonna have to get you again, ma'am. This is not a fucking joke. See, now you got me cussing. I'm gonna dial it back, ma'am. This is not a joke. Okay, this is not a joke. There are millions of people here carrying legacies that were destroyed by white supremacy. This is not a joke about electronic funds transfers or ACH checks. This is not a damn joke. You conservative Negroes love to come out here and play performative games with white folk when it comes to subjects trying to fix the black community. And y'all think this is, you stupid. I'm really trying to hold it, family. I'm really trying to hold it. But statements like that piss me off. Ma'am, supposedly you're FBA from fucking Texas. You know what they did to black folks in Texas. The birthplace of Juneteenth is in Texas. Black folks went through hell in that state. And you got the nerve to stand up and the first thing, instead of sounding intelligent like you got a set of synapses firing off in your fucking hollow-headed. I need a second, fam. I need a second. Because I know I'm about to say something wrong. Let me give me a second.
Fuck out of here.
Okay. Let me explain this to you. Reparations is between the cousins and the government. That's it. End of the conversation. Let them go legislate that with the government. You want to have an opinion on it? Fine, whatever. You can have your opinion. But don't make a mockery of this, because yo, it's starting again. And I'm sorry, family. The reason why it's starting again, because she rides with Fatlock. It's slightly clouding me from really trying to articulate what I said, because I keep seeing Fatlock's face in her face. Ma'am, this is between the government and the cousins. Allegedly, your people. I don't know if you FBA, but you allegedly FBA, but fine, whatever. ADOS, whatever the fuck. Making jokes like that harms. It harms. Because you're not taking it seriously. Your crunchy looking ass would never say that in front of Jews. You would never have said that in front of Jews. You would not have gotten up if you were debating a bunch of Jews on the other side, and you never would have got up and said, well, you guys want some more money? Do you want that in electronic check, at ACH, or direct deposit? You never would have said that. Never. But because you're debating black people who are for reparations, you think you can make a joke out of this. And then you looking like this here. You trying to pull off some sister girl bullshit. Okay.
30 seconds. Is that going to be a paper check or an electronic funds transfer? That's where I stopped there. So anybody want the rest of my time? 30 seconds?
All right, so just because we were talking about this issue of the Jewish community in regards to reparations, it's intellectually dishonest to support the nation of Israel and not to support reparations for African Americans. The nation of Israel as a creation is reparation for slavery during the Roman Empire. Their reparations came 2,000 years later, not from the people who enslaved them, but from Palestinians. And that was created at a Zionist movement that started in the 1870s. So it's not ancient history. So we can do it for the Jewish community and repair reparations from 2,000 years ago. There's no reason we can't do reparations from 200 years ago.
Thank you.
And her crunchy ass would be the first one in line with y'all when them checks start hitting. She'd be the first one in line with y'all celebrating the fact that they got some money in their pocket. They'll downplay it as that it was reparations and reparative justice, but I don't see her sending the shit back. Okay. So that was, he don't say much on reparations. I guess you don't know. At least he didn't say nothing about y'all. So he is an immigrant. Okay. That's what they say. All right. What? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I just saw something, family. Hold on one second. I just saw something. What? Oh God. Okay. You know what? I'll do this. I'll do this second. I'll do this second. That's it. It's only like 2 paragraphs. Oh, that's weird. I might as well just show it to you then. He wrote this on May 16th. He said, would black people be better off today if Malcolm X had led the civil rights era instead of Martin Luther King? Huh? What? Why? I don't even know why you're asking that question, but okay. He said, last week, the world mostly ignored the 90th birthday of Minister Louis Farrakhan, the once fiery and formidable leader of the Nation of Islam religious sect. Corporate and social media's indifference to Farrakhan speaks to an unofficial sunsetting of the traditional black leadership class, the death of the legacies left by Malcolm X and Dr. Martin Luther King. Am I like missing something on here? Like, where's the rest of it? Is that all you wrote? That's supposed to be an op-ed. It was 2 paragraphs. Whatever. Okay. Here we go. Delano Squires, research fellow, Richard and Helen DeVos Center for Life, Religion, and Family. This is on the Heritage Foundation. Let's check them out. Every day, the Heritage Foundation is building an America where freedom, opportunity, prosperity, and civil society flourish. The The second word, y'all are opposed to, your man is opposed to reparations, but he wants to promote opportunity. You said, how would they know all the platforms delete the minister's accounts? Because that's how they, if it ain't on social media, it didn't happen. But okay. Heritage's mission is to formulate and promote public policies based on the principles of free enterprise, limited government, individual freedom, traditional American values, and a strong national defense. Let's see who's on the team. The first 4 lines found 14 leaders. White people. Keep going. White people. Keep going. White people. He looked mixed. What the hell is this? Wait, there's only 12 here. They said 14. Oh, see more leaders. Okay. White people. This dude intrigues me. Oh, Lord. This is AI, right? Vic Stack, good morning. Yeah, I know they're a think tank, but this dude, what? It's not this is not serious. Y'all not serious, right? Fam. This is AI, right? This is this is the white colored guy. What is up with his hair? He might be Latino, I'm just saying, but they didn't even have one black person as their leader. Not one on the leadership council. Not one. You couldn't find a coon? All right. Roger Severino is the Vice President of Domestic Policy and the Joseph C. and Elizabeth A. Angelic Fellow at the Heritage Foundation. Severino is a national authority on civil rights, conscience, and religious freedom, the administrative state, and information privacy, particularly as applied to healthcare law and policy. He's a regular contributor to National Review Online and tweets at Roger Severino _ I never heard of this dude. But okay. He spearheaded the HHS, Health and Human Services Accountability Project, while senior fellow at EPPC from 2021 to 2023. Previously, Severino was director of HHS's Office for Civil Rights, where he led a team of over 250 staff enforcing our nation's civil rights, conscience and religious freedom, health information privacy laws. How'd that work out during the thing? But neither here nor there. He served from 2017 2021 and was the longest serving OCR director of the past 3 decades. So only 4 years is that. He was a trial attorney for 7 years at the U.S. Department of Justice's Civil Rights Division, where he enforced the Fair Housing Act and Civil Rights Act of 1964. For who? I would love to see your cases. Severino started his legal career at the Beckett Fund for Religious Liberty, where he was legal counsel, chief operations officer, and defending the rights of people of all faiths under federal and international law. He's a Spanish speaker who teaches salsa and West Coast swing in his spare time. Okay. Let's see. Internships and Young Leaders Program. I don't see no black people. I don't see no black peoples. Let's see. Oh, Jesus Christ. They just put the weirdest looking white people on these videos. The Boyce Haller First Principles Lecture Series Internship Seminar, a weekly briefing on the foundations of American political thought. Weekly briefings with heritage policy experts on foreign, economic, and domestic policies, including education, rule of law, border security, election integrity, spending and inflation, China, big tech, and protecting life. Ooh, their interns are paid $13 an hour in DC. in DC, you're getting paid $13 an hour because that's really going to go a long way in DC, unless you're in college. Ooh. Heritage interns are given priority for intern housing in the E.W. Richardson building. While we do not pay for housing, intern housing offers an affordable rate in a prime location right next door. Interns may work part-time or full-time in spring and fall. All interns must work full-time in the summer. Undergraduates, recent graduates, graduate students, law students, and early career professionals are encouraged to apply. International students who have obtained work authorization in the United States may be considered. Oops. Oops. Well, at least they they were talking about border security, so at least it's somewhat consistent. We'll take a look at you, international students, but nah, we want to keep this homegrown. We ain't gonna be upset about that too tough. Oh Lord. So here we go. The experience of a lifetime. E.W. Richardson Building intern housing. Richardson Building intern housing program provides an enriching experience for young professional conservative interns at a reasonable cost. Conveniently located adjacent to the Heritage Foundation on the Senate side of Capitol Hill, our intern housing location is an easy walk to House's Senate office building. It is also nearby the Union Station for easy metro access, making it an ideal location for interns on the Hill and throughout the Washington, D.C. area. So, young professional conservatives, this is what they look like. White Spanish. Okay. White. Spanish and white. White and Spanish. White and Spanish. Well, yeah, because I think she's Spanish. She might be white, but okay. White girls who will be on top of a politician within 6 months. That's fucked up.
And folk, them white people lost their mind.
Yeah, I guess they don't and here's their testimonies. I guess they don't look for black people. Okay. Housing rates, holy shit. $965 a month? Holy shit. Damn. And you only making $13 an hour? Well, I guess you work 40 hours a week. All right. What is that? 520, take taxes out. I don't know what DC tax rate, but let's just say they take, it's about, let's say about 420. Yeah, it's 13 times 4. That's 520. Take 100 out, 420. So that's 1680. Take that out. That's like over half the rent. You got some money in your pocket. You still got to eat. At least you could walk to whatever or take the train. The train ain't that much. Damn. All right, I guess if you get, I guess this is your way to get into Congress and the government, I guess. Okay. Okay. Do your thing. I didn't even look at the directors. They have directors. White. Keep going. White. Keep going. She looked like that chick from SNL, Kate McKinnon. Fam, who remembers the Spider-Man cartoon? Remember Hammerhead? I found Hammerhead. This is Hammerhead mixed with Wayne Newton. That's hilarious. White. They got more directors. White. 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 There's more directors. White and white. White and white. Experts. Let's see what they got on experts. Oh, these two ain't got pictures. 3 of them. White, 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 white. They got more experts. Let me see the rest of these experts. White. She's a director and an expert. Okay. Do your thing. They threw AAPI in the mix. Okay. Chief statistician, data scientist, and senior research fellow, Center for Data Analysis. All right. Do your thing. I guess you could get it when you get it. So Hammerhead Newton is also an expert. They got a lot of experts. I don't see no black people. I guess they threw another AAPI in there. She's a visiting fellow. Another one. Research fellow in economic freedom. Editor of the Index of Economic Freedom. Manager of global engagement at the Thatcher Center. All right. I guess you could get it. White. There's a lot of experts. White. And keep going. White. Oh my God, we found a sister. Oh my God, we found a sister. We finally found a sister. Oh my God. Let's see. Oh, she's visiting. Okay. Catherine and Shelby Cullum Davis, Institute for National Security and Foreign Policy, and Senior Advisor to the President. Ooh. She's blackface in a high place. Let's see. Karan Skinner analyzes the impact of cutting-edge technology on foreign policy and national security. Let's see. Skinner's areas of expertise are international relations, international security, U.S. foreign policy, and political strategy. She is the author or editor of 7 books, 2 of which, Reagan in His Own Hand and Reagan, A Life in Letters, were New York Times bestsellers. So she's a Reagan head. Okay. What else? She worked for Mike Pompeo. Okay. She returned to Carnegie Mellon as the Tao Professor of International Relations and Politics and Director of the Institute of Politics and Strategy, home for the study of international relations and politics at the university. Okay. She's from Carnegie Mellon. Okay. She got a lot of credentials. She went to Spelman. All right. China is tightening its grip in America's backyard. At least she understands BRICS is a problem. Okay. Took us a while, but we found a sister. Took us a long while. All right. Let's see. Other staff. What the? They got Megamind. Check out Megamind. He's an he's an IT security specialist. Information technology. They got Megamind up in there, boy. Let's go. Let me see what Megamind did. Damn, they don't even give him a bio. All right, shout out to him. Shout out to Megamind. Come on. See more other stuff. Here we go. White. Mad white people. Spanish people. They got a lot of staff. Why can't they just put all the staff on like one page with just like their names and then you click all that shit? Is this another sister? Hey, it's another sister. Allegedly. Amber is assistant director for talent management at the Heritage Foundation. Talent management. Talent? So this is performative. I did not know this. Talent. Whenever, they got the African accounting manager, finance, and accounting. So we had to go all the way down to extra staff to get to the sisters. Annette Keymitz. Annette Keymitz, senior print production associate, business support services. I still haven't seen one brother here except Megamind. And never mind, we found one. Antonio Machengur. He international. Conference services associate. So he gets the shit together. All right. Lord have mercy. Darren Moulton. He's a service desk specialist for information technology at the Heritage Foundation. Service desk specialist. I wonder how much they make. I wonder how much a service desk specialist makes. According to salary.com, says 48,328. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Talent management. Is it HR? I don't know. It seems it seems performative. Talent management. All right. Well, y'all get the idea, family. Y'all get the idea. Y'all get the idea. Well, shit. I had to go back, family, because I want to finish up the critique on Delano. I said, let me see what he said about black media. So somebody wrote. So what is this? So somebody quoted him in something that he wrote for the Blaze. This white guy come out of nowhere and said, if Delano Squires is writing for Blaze Media, then he's one of the castrated black men that he describes in his article. Shit. The Glenn Beck program, episode 147, White Knights rob black people of their honor. The fuck? The fuck is this? Oh, hell no. I'm not about to go sift through an hour and 15 minutes of this. Are you crazy? I'd prefer folks watch the episode on YouTube, but either way, it's solid gold. Huh. Okay. We'll get that done. Let me see. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Okay, family. I guess we're going to end off with this. He talked to Glenn Beck. Now again, he works for Blaze, so okay. After George Floyd, did America achieve racial progress? All right. I can only imagine where this is going to go. Fair use.
Thank you.
It's
Glad
great
be
to have
here.
you. Yeah, it's
Thank
great
you.
to be here. What's your life like? I mean,
What is he, Shotgun Suge now? What's your life like? Okay. Shout out to Shotgun Suge.
It's a good question. My life is good. I live a happy, peaceful, contented life. This July will make 10 years of marriage with me and my wife.
And there it is. So he is Caribbean. So there it is. So when he did that other video, he hit the accent. Now it's coming out. Okay. Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Do your thing, brother. Be all you can be in the tether reserves. Go ahead.
get better.
3 beautiful kids. We decided to homeschool. So our house is full of energy and life and noise. And so it's good.
I can't. I'm so frustrated by what is taught in schools, what is taught in the culture, just on self-esteem. You know, you can't make it. You've been wrong. I don't care who, what color, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You've been wrong. You can't make it. This is against you. Everything is horrible. I don't know how I would go on. And I wonder if this plays a role with our suicide rates.
Yeah.
What is there to live for, to strive for, if you need someone else?
I've been thinking about this a lot this week, and I'm trying to come up with the right words to describe it.
You were thinking about it this week because he told you you're coming on the show, so you had to come up with an answer that's going to appeal to the audience of the Blaze. Come on.
And what it is, I feel like the people on the left who cast Black people into the role of perpetual victim and oppressed, they're robbing me.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you just love it when they're hypocrites? Don't you just love it? Don't you just love it when these conservatives are hypocrites? You said this a year ago, sir, and you literally played victim yesterday. I'm playing again.
To describe it. And what it is, I feel like the people on the left who cast Black people into the role of perpetual victim and oppressed, they're robbing me.
I know he said me, but you know what I'm about to do.
Who is we? Who is we?
He said our suicide. Now we're all together. Sir, how are people robbing you, sir? You're a man by yourself. How are they robbing you, sir? Oh, maybe you figured it out. Maybe you figured it out. Yeah, they're talking about you too. Come over to the good side, brother. It's okay. Come over here. It's all right. Be yourself. This is performative. I get it. You're in front of your boss. You got to keep food on the table. I get it.
Oh, yeah.
They're robbing me of my agency. They're robbing me of dignity and self-respect, or they're trying to rob me.
Yeah.
And in the same way, we would recognize that conservatives.
What kind of man lets somebody take their dignity from them? I'm sorry, but if somebody spit in your face, you're not going to take that. You just said, you just agree with this man saying that people, you conservatives love talking about I'm not a victim, yet you just said that you're a victim. You, Jason Black, you bastard, you're right again. If you really want to know what a black person thinks, put them in front of a white person and let them ask the question. Jesus. How is this motherfucker always right?
Recognize it when someone is accused of stolen valor, right? When they say, I was
most of the time. Most of the time he's right. There's some things I don't agree with him on, but sorry.
You know, in the Navy SEALs, and I killed Bin Laden, and it's like, well, you were a reservist stateside. Thank you for your service, but but you're not what you pretend to be. What the left does, they commit acts of stolen honor, and they tell black people, no, you're not responsible for yourself, for your family, or your community. We are responsible. Now they do it under the guise of diversity, inclusion, equity, of trying to help and solve racial justice issues.
And conservatives say black people, you promote degenerate culture. That's why you have fatherlessness and black men and black women are killing each other in there. It's not the government doing it. It's your choices. How is that any different from what you just said, sir? One side tries to say that black people are victims. The other side says that black people created their own victimhood. And you wonder why we say the left and the right are two wings of the same bird, just like we say that Democrats and Republicans are two wings of the same bird of white supremacy.
It robs me of my ability to fend for myself.
It goes everywhere, and it's the first time I saw it really culture-wide was TARP, the big bailout. No, wait, you allow me to fail. If I take failure off the board, I learn nothing.
Correct.
I learn nothing. And that robs me. That failure being taken away robs me for who I can be if I have to rise above it.
Yeah, absolutely. And the only people in society who we accept having no responsibility for their actions are children. And that's what you end up doing. You infantilize people when you say that the benevolent person who controls all of society, I am more responsible for you and your family and your children than you are for yourself. And I
who the hell is doing that? Ain't nobody outside my house is responsible for what I do except me. So now you're taking individual choice out of, you see what I mean? They can't even keep their talking points together. The individual is responsible for the individual. The family is responsible for the family. Conservatives, I'm going to say another statement that y'all not going to like. Y'all open that door when you decide to have God put something in you to say that God rules my house. The tenets of God rules my house. Something that you've never seen before. You use that as a justification for how you move. But then you get upset because the left is trying to be a demigod. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. Y'all gonna have to reconcile with that first before you get on your moral high horse about entities controlling black society. I'm gonna need y'all to rectify that first. But continue. I cut you off.
I resent that, quite frankly. I reject it, and I have no interest in it. So if I see, a white person or someone of another ethnic background, the only thing that they owe me is love, which is what the scripture says, like to love one another.
Oh God.
I'm going to fight all these urges, my brother.
He said white people owe me love. I'm gonna play it again. He said it. I swear to God, family, I just found this video. He said it, not me.
I am more responsible for you and your family and your children than you are for yourself. And I resent that, quite frankly. I reject it, and I have no interest in it. So if I see, you know, a white person or someone of another ethnic background, the only thing that they owe me is love, which is
That motherfucker don't owe you nothing. They don't owe you nothing. I don't owe you shit. The fuck? I don't owe you love. I don't owe this dissertation that I'm doing on you right now. I don't owe you shit because I don't know you. Just like don't nobody owe me nothing. I'm not looking for it. The fuck? Why do you want white people to love you so much?
what the scripture says, like to love one another as fellow human beings.
See
and
what I mean about God?
But other than that, I'm not interested in white knights. I would much rather see more black fathers taking the lead in their homes than to have more white knights trying to fill that role. So yeah.
Great. I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate you saying that. Go tell white folk that. Because their numbers creeping up. Go tell Asian folks that their numbers are creeping up. Hell, they emigrate over here without the father. So go ahead and go tell them that. Go tell those families of the that lost loved ones when them two Asian dudes shot up those two businesses back in January out in California. Go tell them that. Go tell the Latinos that. Please. Since you want to have this moral high ground for black folks, black men. Oh, you're gonna tell me you're a black man. Okay, fine. Cool. Let's play that game, sir. Go to the Caribbean and tell them that. Because there's many a jacket down there. Go down there and tell them that. And when they respond to it, then we'll say, you know what? Cool. You can come up here and preach that. You bring it on in type Negroes are the worst.
I don't want anybody trying to rob me of anything.
I'm trying to think of my life if there ever has been a white knight, because I wouldn't be for that. I don't want somebody riding up with a horse and saving me.
Correct.
Except for the Lord. You know what I mean?
Right.
What about Trump? Because hey, Glenn Beck, you were sucking off Trump a few years ago, but you know, it's neither here nor there. But I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet.
It's the only one,
right?
Which you know is funny because we think that we don't have enough religion.
Wait! I forgot about the biggest white knights y'all got. I forgot. Y'all got the fucking police. Those are the biggest white knights y'all got. I forgot.
In our society, but I think we have too much. You know, this entire woke philosophy, Black Lives Matter, all of it, that is a religion, and they are high priests, and you will perform what they say the ritual is, or you're done.
I know Glenn Beck did not just say that. Say it again.
This entire woke philosophy, Black Lives Matter, all of it, that is a religion, and they are high priests, and you will perform what they say the ritual is, or you're done.
So what do y'all do on the right? What do y'all do on the right? If you don't say that George Floyd died because of a drug overdose and he put a gun to a pregnant woman's stomach, you can't be a conservative. If you don't say that Daniel Penny was right in taking out Jordan Neely, you can't be a conservative. If you can't be outraged that Derek Chauvin got what he got, you can't be a conservative. If you don't say that Jalen Walker deserved to die, you can't be a conservative. Hey, Glenn Beck, Let me ask you. Let me hip you to this because I know you're old, so you might forget. You should get some more salmon in your diet. It'll help. Your omega 3s will help your brain. You had somebody on there that tried that, and you had to get rid of them. Oops. Remember what Tommy Lahren said a couple years ago about how guys are trash? Yeah. Yeah. Remember that? Said it on Monday, retracted it on Thursday. She lost her job by the next Monday. People didn't want to be associated with her anymore. Yeah. It's funny how that works, but y'all don't want to highlight it on your side. It's only on the left. It's only in the black community because I don't know why y'all just don't come out and say you think the black community is the left. Why don't you just say that? Yes, Torian, the Saltine Queen. Exactly. You got rid of her, sir. But all right. Continue.
I recently wrote a piece for The Blaze, and I said that Ibram Kendi is not just the most influential voice on race in this country. He is the most effective evangelist in this country because his worldview has been implemented in K through 12 education, in major corporations, through social media, in every level of government. The notion that any disparity can be traced back to disparity between different ethnic groups can be traced back to racist policy. And as such, there need to be affirmative steps taken in the name of anti-racism to erase those disparities. I mean, that's the status quo in our government and in our culture.
So good. Great. I'm glad you said that, sir. Let's ask that question then. So why didn't DeSantis use Ibram X. Kendi's teachings in Florida? I'm just asking for a friend. Why didn't DeSantis do that?
Institutions. And he preaches that message regardless of what people believe. And in fact, he says in his own words that racism is death and anti-racism is life. And the Christian will recognize that.
Oh, yeah.
Right. He takes the words of the scriptures that are meant for Christ. Right. So sin is death and life can be found through Jesus Christ. And he appropriates them for his campaign. And I think one of the things that it actually has done for me is make me a lot more comfortable bringing my faith and public morality into the public square.
I don't think you cannot have, at least I can't have a total, encompassing, and frank conversation about what's happening in the world without good and evil.
Correct.
There's no way to describe, shout your abortion.
Right.
There's no forgiveness. That is, I'm not saying but I'm saying that's Antichrist teaching.
Right.
And it's, if you can't see it for the first time, I understand how the two sides, scripture said two sides won't understand each other in those days.
Yeah.
We're there.
And what we've done in the last couple of years is remove the veneer of neutrality, even in the abortion debate. Some states are going to go to banning abortion after 6 weeks or the first time any fetal activity is detected, and others are going to go to up until the moment of birth. So the notion of viability or 20 weeks or 24 weeks or some other arbitrary standard is being wiped away before our eyes. And increasingly, we will see this for more issues. You're either going to be on this side or that side.
I've been saying this for 15 years. When this hits, and I think we're in it now, when this hits, there will not be any spectators.
Right.
If you say, I'm not going to choose, you are actually on the field.
Right, you've chosen.
You've chosen.
Yeah. And I think you see this, and this is important, I think, for just the everyday citizen to realize, but also for elected officials or cultural influencers whose instinct is to find a third way because they don't want to be associated with one party or the next. But again, the parties could not be further apart on an issue like abortion, right? I remember
wait, hang on just a second. I don't think Mitch McConnell gives a flying crap. I really don't. Maybe he does.
Right.
The parties bother me. Individuals in the party, I think, may or may not care. Somehow or another, there's such a disconnect from what I think people believe, even on the left. Come on, nobody believes that you can kill your baby 30 days after life, okay, or after birth. Yep. Nobody believes that unless you're a Mangala, okay? Nobody believes that it's a clump of cells and I could give birth to a bald eagle, okay? It's not going to happen. Everybody knows, but they're in denial. And somehow or another, we've got to connect people to reality and then connect the parties to reality. And I think the Democrats in the rest of the country maybe don't realize what they're empowering right now. Do you? Do you think the person you live next door that might have voted for Joe Biden, do you really think that they've connected to what's really happening in their name?
No. And I think part of that is because most people, even if they vote, they are not partisan in that sense, right? They're not fanatics when it comes to politics. They vote, and they're certainly concerned about local issues, but they don't necessarily wear the badge in the same way that the hardened activists do. And those people are opening the door and summoning demons that they're not going to be able to control.
Right.
And I think you see this, and I said this.
So the right doesn't do that. The right doesn't do that. Y'all literally created a demon in Candace Owens, and y'all can't control her. So much so, every time she tweets something, y'all gotta go play damage control. Y'all have to distance yourself from her. Y'all created Nick Fuentes, and y'all want to run around and act like y'all don't know him. Y'all created Sneeko, but y'all act like y'all don't know him. Y'all created David Duke, but act like y'all don't know him. Should I keep going? Y'all created Lauren Boebert, and y'all can't control her. So much so now she making y'all look crazy out here, the Republicans and the conservatives. The dude that was fondling her runs a gay bar that does drag queen story time. I'm sorry, that highlights drag queens. What are y'all doing on the right? Marjorie Taylor Greene, y'all created her, and she can't shut up. But yeah, let's focus on the left. Y'all created Rush Limbaugh, but y'all let him have free range. Y'all created Imus until Imus said what he said about the Rutgers basketball team, and then yeah, there you go. But again, you see what they say. They had to bring God into it. They have to bring some sort of religion into it to make sure that it ain't them. They ain't the ones creating the demons. Sarah Palin having kids before she was married, and then her daughter following suit. I mean, I'm just saying. That's the home that she's fostering. Lauren Boebert, same thing.
I've said this in previous venues where when you hear the abortion absolutists, that's what I call them, because I like in the moment we're into second abolitionist movement, and I draw direct parallels between the work of Frederick Douglass and the work of Lila Rose with Live Action.
Amen.
So
spend some time on that before you move on.
Okay. So I make that connection because I think both chattel slavery and abortion, they dismiss or deny human beings as image bearers.
Yes.
They make the value of life conditional on the whims of the owner, whoever. So whether that's slavery and slave owner, or abortion and the mother of the child, they both employ euphemisms to hide the barbarity of each institution. In slavery, it was the peculiar institution, and now we have reproductive justice and the woman's right to choose, and all the other terms that they use, and both have abolitionists on one side, absolutists on the other side, and accommodationists in the middle, both in slavery and as it relates to abortion. And here's the one thing I think that sort of wraps around it in some ways is that Democrats today in blue states are as rabidly pro-abortion as Democrats in southern states were pro-slavery prior to the Civil War.
Did you just forget about the rabid Democrats in red states? Did you just forget about those? Because they exist, sir. Okay.
So that's where I draw those parallels. But in this abolitionist movement, again, you're going to have to choose sides. And I think the people who want, again, abortion up until birth, that's a small group of activists.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are sort of caught in the middle because for them, the abortion debate never moves beyond the term a woman's right to choose. So I don't think they understand what it is that they are doing. And I think, as is the case with many issues, they won't understand until the barbarian comes and knocks on their door. So if you have like a middle-aged woman and she's not having any more kids, she's just, again, thinking, oh, the woman should have the right to choose. But when it gets to the point where her grandchildren, let's say she's raising her grandchildren, when they are coming home and telling her, hey, Granny, Gigi, Mima, my teacher told me that men can get pregnant. And they said, my teacher told me that anybody who thinks that there's only two sexes is a bigot. Now she's going to understand my vote put these people in power, and she's going to have to deal with that.
Darius Jones, good morning. You said, who knows if Sonny is right? She got upset when I told her that her messaging wasn't right when she was talking about black men. I mean, look, Sonny is she's a firebrand. I understand that. But I'd rather have the conversation. She does block people when they don't agree with her. I get that. But I can't hear no more. I don't know what the fuck he talking about right now. So your chapters are culture war, abortion, the black man. Oh Lord. You only spent 3 minutes on that, so maybe we'll listen to that before I get up out of here. Political blackness. Biden blackness, black liberation. Talking a lot about black people. Okay. I'm curious. What did you say about the black man?
I've often thought, Americans just want to get along. I don't want to argue. I'm so tired of arguing with people over stuff that is like, what? This should have been settled, 1,000 years ago.
So leave us the fuck alone. And that would be very simple. Leave us alone. Let us do what we got to do. Let us compete and just leave us alone. It'd be so much simpler. You would have less heart disease in your demographic if you just left us the fuck alone.
But also, I have felt that when I know we're going to win is when there's a fleet of men like you, men and women.
Who is we? Who is we?
See what he just said? When you have men like you, we're going to win.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
Martin Luther King, you can look at any photo and you see a fleet of white and a fleet of black all together.
Did you forget about the pictures of MLK standing at his church with black people? Did you forget about black people around MLK all the time? I didn't see white people in the jail cell with him in Birmingham. I didn't see this. When he was going out there advocating for black interests, I didn't see y'all out there. I didn't see a whole bunch of white people out there. When he said we coming to Washington to get our check, hey, that was the turning point. White people turned on him. I didn't see this. But okay, we're going to revise history. Do your thing.
It is going to take black men and women to stand up and say, don't take that.
Yeah.
Stand up.
Yeah. What the fuck do you think we've been doing? But you bitch asses won't go highlight that now, will you? Which I just proved to your man about your man. He brings up Sexy Red. He got corrected, showed 4 black women that actually accomplished something. Instead of saying, you know what? Yeah, let's highlight that and end the conversation. The motherfucker kept talking about Sexy Red. So we know where his brain is at. Like there ain't been no ratchet black women in the church. There's no ratchet black women in the conservative movement. All right.
Thus, it is going to be the black man that saves America, I think.
Wow.
You disagree with that?
No, it's not a disagree. I think you are right above the target. And I say that because there's a couple of things going on as it relates to our political culture. One is the use of race to hide the left's radical agenda. It's a term I call chocolate-covered Marxism. And you see the way they talk about abortion, right? Abortion used to be an issue for middle-class white women who wanted to be able to go to college and get a job in journalism.
So the right doesn't use color when they talk. They don't do that. They don't do that. Family, according to this man, they don't use color when they talk about black issues. They don't do it. Okay.
Now, every time they talk about abortion, it's framed as the reversal of Roe is going to hurt black women and women of color and poor women. Same thing with LGBT advocacy. It's when Joe Biden talks about transgenderism.
What about them white college girls?
oh, and black trans women of color are more likely to be assaulted on the streets. And what they're doing is that they use our history of race in a way, I call it the Selma syndrome, where they take the real history, right?
Yes.
It's part real history.
So there you go. You can tell he's an immigrant. Now you're downplaying Selma. I know how y'all feel about Selma, but it's a footnote in history. Okay.
Or Stockholm syndrome. So they tell black folks, if you allow conservatives to get back in, they're going to take you back to what Selma.
They're going to drag you all back in chains.
Exactly.
I think is the exact quote.
Exactly. And to the extent that black voters allow that to happen and give that legitimacy and credence, we become a lot more tenderized to all different types of agendas. And then saying, yes, black liberation is dependent on us killing 1/3 of our offspring in the womb. Yes, that's how we get freedom. And you're right. I think a lot of it is going to be black men who step to the forefront and say, no, this is my family. This is my wife. These are my children. And the craziness that you guys are talking about, we're not getting down with that. And to me,
what the fuck do you think we've been doing? He act like we don't be doing this, but again, y'all don't come down to the soil. Y'all don't come down where the real action is. You stay in your ivory towers serving the drinks. I get it.
God, and it's my God. And to me, I first knew that this was coming when I saw how quickly BLM, the organization, was rising to prominence. Because when I first learned about BLM and I looked at the 13 principles,
thank you,
Glenn, not a single one said police, brutality, man, husband, father, boy. And even their Black Villages principle, which you would think would say something along the lines of, it takes a village to raise a child. We're here to support mothers and fathers as they raise their children. No, it said we are committed to disrupting the Western prescribed nuclear family.
Yeah.
And where's BLM now, sir? We didn't even fuck with BLM like that. We understood what they were trying to accomplish. We didn't fuck with them like that. The majority of black society did not fuck with BLM like that. But again, you're on that side, up white people's asses, so you didn't hear none of this. I get it. Okay, let's see. Political blackness. I'm curious. What did you say here?
Case for what I believe. So those are some of the things that encompass the Squires agenda.
When Joe Biden said, you ain't black if you don't vote for me, you call that political blackness, right? So what is political blackness? And what is blackness?
That's a great question. So a lot of people remember, as you said, that phrase, if you don't know whether you vote for me,
the most racist thing,
or the other guy, and you ain't black. What a lot of people don't realize is that after the president said that, and at the time he was still running for the office, Nicole Hannah-Jones, Pulitzer Prize winner, New York Times, 1619 creator, she tweeted and then deleted, let's not act as if we don't know the difference between racial blackness and political blackness. Now, I think she was criticized, but her assessment of what is, I think, was accurate, because at some point, I don't know when this took place, sometime between 1954 and 2004, there's been a fusion of black racial identity and support of the Democratic Party to the point
it began in the Great Society.
Yeah. So it's not just, black folk go 90% for Democrats. It's the notion that to vote for a Democrat is the black political choice to make. So political blackness is the idea that part of one's sort of expression of your ethnic identity is to support the Democratic Party and its agenda. And when I talked about chocolate covered Marxism, you see that in the way they frame abortion. You see that in the way that they frame LGBT issues, even in the way that they frame climate change. It's the racialization of the entire sort of political conversation. In the piece, what I did, because I believe in attribution, right? I said, I don't want to call it political blackness. I want to call it Biden blackness, and let the people who believe in it own it so that they know who owns them ultimately. So when I talk about Biden blackness or Biden blacks, it's people who would argue, for instance, in the same breath, they'll say white people are the ultimate source of all of our oppression. They are also the ultimate source of our liberation. And if a black conservative comes along and says, hey guys, I think we can do something.
When the fuck did what? We never said, oh God. Again, they think that black society is the left. Okay. He don't know Eddie Longs. He don't know what blackness is. This is their version of blackness. Again, he don't say nothing about black people on the right. He's only talking about black people on the left. Sir, let me explain something to you. How did that work out last year? If by what you say, black people vote 90%, hell, I won't even start last year. Let's start in 2020. If that was true, how come it took Biden an extra 3 to 4 days to become president? Why didn't Hillary win? Let's go to the midterms. Stacey Abrams didn't win. And she was running in a state that had a big black population. Why did Mandela Barnes win up in Wisconsin? He had a city with a majority black with a big black population in Milwaukee. Why didn't he win? Explain this to me. Please, I would love an answer. Explain this to me. Two of the most important races in the midterms y'all were looking at, the people did not win. And y'all were focused on Georgia a lot. And Stacey Abrams got her ass kicked. So it seems to me that black people woke up. Just like with the Trump mugshot, we didn't give a fuck. Okay, he down here, he got his mugshot taken. We moved on. Who gave a fuck? The black conservatives. Who cares? We have issues here. We tell y'all all the goddamn time what the issues are. Get down here and talk to us. But you bitch asses would rather go talk to white folk and tell them what they want to hear. Sir, BRICS is an issue. You didn't say a word about that. Let me see what you say on the economy. You don't say a damn word about the economy. That's an issue. Let me see. Black girls. Let's see what you say about black girls. You don't say a damn thing about black girls. Black boys. Let's see. You got kids. Where is your thing? Why are you not highlighting black boys and black girls actually accomplishing something? Let's see. You got tweets on the black family? I get y'all want to promote marriage as the way to undo most of our damage. That's great. Some people just don't believe in marriage. Some people believe that a man and a woman together raising kids, they can produce functional people. Nothing wrong with that. Let's let the results bear it out. God is going to sink y'all. Y'all keep playing them games.
Some things for ourselves. People who adhere to Biden blackness will say, shut up, you white supremacist. Right? So the black man who says I can be self-sufficient, I have agency, I have some control over my life, as much control as my white brother does, that person is derided as a white supremacist.
White brother, you see. Jesus Christ. Okay. Clarification, real quick. When I say God is gonna sink you, y'all are using his name in vain. I'm not dissing God. Y'all using his name in vain. Y'all using his ideas and what he taught in vain. Y'all really don't know nothing about that slave manual you be reading. But okay.
Larry Elder, Winsome Sears, Condoleezza Rice, all of these people have been called white supremacists in the last year. Biden blackness is also the notion that, as I said before.
Please explain to us why Larry Elder, Winsome Sears, and Condoleezza Rice were called white supremacists in the last year, sir. Explain that to the folk, because they may not know. Larry Elder been the black face of white supremacy for decades. Condoleezza Rice did the dirty work for Bush too for 8 years, and not once really helped out the black community. Winsome Sears got into office and immediately started messing with black folks. talking about getting rid of Black History Month. That's why. Where is Austin Cheng, sir? I see y'all don't. He's on y'all side. Why y'all don't promote him? Y'all let him lose, and then he just went into obscurity. The fuck? Y'all keep playing with the Most High, man. Y'all want to see this motherfucker. This motherfucker gonna slap you at the gates. And St. Peter just gonna get back to the book. Keep playing.
Black liberation is found through killing our offspring. Biden blackness is the notion that a school today, not 1944, today, that's 90% black, is segregated and inferior. Even if you don't know how the children are performing, it's the notion, which Nicole Hannah-Jones believes in, that integration is the surest path to improve black educational outcomes. So Biden blackness is a ideology that's steeped in self-loathing, in confusion, and an inability to properly assess the barriers to racial progress in today's America.
Just like the conservatives do the same thing you just outlined. Because none of you conservatives would ever go to a black school and just be there for a week. And actually, I challenge you black conservatives, you dumb servitude, to go to a black school for a week and just observe the environment. Y'all won't do that.
Can we ever get to a place where, I'm one of the guys I simultaneously love and despise is Theodore Roosevelt. Progressive, just crazy, but he was an early progressive, so it hadn't really gelled yet. So while he's bad on eugenics, he invited Booker T to have dinner with him at the White House, which was unheard of back then. And the thing I love about him is his speech that included the arena and hyphenated Americans. Do we ever get to a point that Martin Luther King talked about where I'm not black or white? It doesn't matter. We are able.
Yes, we can get to that point when white people shut the fuck up and leave us alone. Yes, Glenn Beck, we can get there. It's y'all that don't want to get there because you think you're going to be pushed to the back. Leave us alone. It's not that hard of a concept. We don't fuck with white people. I know. Here come the conservatives and the white trolls about to tell me that, yes, we all do. We don't fuck with white people. We really don't. We'd rather stay away from y'all if we could. Unfortunately, it's more of y'all than us, even with the numbers they lie on. We can't escape you. Just leave us alone. That's it. Just leave us alone. We trying to make strides out here. Let us make the strides. Let us fail on our own. Don't assist us in our failures. It's better we fail and learn than y'all assist us in our failures, and then we have a chip on our shoulder. Do that for us. When we want to go get the reparations for the cousins, and the cousins want to get their reparations, let it be between them and the government. Stay out of it. Do not be the avatar for the government. Leave people the fuck alone. Black light. They love to conflate.
To see you're either self-reliant or you're a slave to something, and that can be to a bank. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we can get there. I'll say this.
Should we? I
think we should. I would caution conservatives in this way. Sometimes, and I found this over my life, the hardest thing in life to do is to correct. What's much more common is to overcorrect. So sometimes what conservatives will do, having been bombarded with decades of hearing that they're racist and race this and race that, is to say, well, we should do away with race altogether. But as a Christian, like, God made me, and nothing that he made am I going to say is not good, and nothing that he made am I going to say that acknowledging it is not good. In the same way, no one would come to us and say, well, look, the gender wars have been going on for long enough. Let's not acknowledge gender and gender categories, right? I think the problem with race is not that we acknowledge that you and I have different ethnic backgrounds. It's when people come in and tell us that we should impart certain value to our different ethnic backgrounds, that someone of European ancestry is either at some period of time inherently superior or inherently inferior. Same thing with someone.
Who says that? We don't say shit. That's them saying that. They the ones that came and puffed out their chest and said that they're better than black folks. And we showed them, no, you didn't. We did all this shit before you did that. Then they were like, well, yeah, y'all 1352. You're 1352. All y'all do is kill. And we've come full circle because then you, Delano, sits there and parrots their talking points and again uses Sexy Red as an avatar for black culture when you know damn well when you do shit like that and people run with it, yeah, stupid. They wait for one little thing to go wrong in your life. They're talking about you too. Yeah, that's how life works. You got to be careful in what you say. This is why I don't and Flournoy, your statement is exactly why I don't take these black conservatives serious, especially when they start bringing up God, because they really think they're exempt.
African ancestry. So I think to the extent that we can deracialize our common humanity, that is a good thing just for holding together a nation, right? It's also a good thing for politics. So for instance, we talked about George Floyd. Many people have heard of, obviously everybody's heard of George Floyd. Few people have heard of Tony Timper, who a few years before was in a similar situation with the police and right?
In Dallas.
In Dallas, yeah. And what happens is the racialization of policing makes it so that the average American doesn't even know any name of any white person who's been
explain that.
Okay, dumbass. Yes, Tony Temple and George Floyd went through the same thing, except y'all highlighted that George Floyd was black. It wasn't us. Y'all highlighted the fact that he was black. Y'all highlighted the fact that he had a criminal record. Y'all highlighted the fact that he had a fake $20 bill. Y'all highlighted the fact that he put a gun on a pregnant woman's stomach. Y'all highlighted that man before y'all said he. Matter of fact, I tell a lot. Y'all let off who he's black, then let off his list of screw ups. When it came to Tony Temper and people outlined it, y'all didn't say that he got that because he was white. Y'all said the cops were doing too much. And then most of y'all said that the cops, they were right because that's a technique that they were allowed to use. Just like y'all did with George Floyd. So we're not going to go there today.
Story. And white people really need to know that story.
So Tony Timper, I think he was a white man in mid-40s. I think he was having a psychotic or he was having a mental health episode. And the police came and they restrained him. And I think they knelt or sat on his back for about 13 minutes. And eventually he died. And at one point you can hear on their body cameras, they were making jokes that were inappropriate.
Yeah.
And
it was bad.
It was bad. The Times covered it. It did not become a national story.
Nope.
And actually didn't really come out until after George Floyd was killed. His mother didn't even know what happened to her son for a number of years. I don't think anyone was charged, but it's one of these cases in which you see inappropriate police behavior, but because Tony Timper was the wrong color victim, his story will never get any attention. So I think deracializing some of these issues would allow us to say, okay, as a matter of public policy, as good governance, as citizens, what things do we think the state are under the state's authority? And I think for conservatives, and I've said this before in different venues, I want to see conservatives just as concerned about the Fourth Amendment when it comes to stop and frisk and violations of civil rights in Baltimore and New York as they are with the Second Amendment.
Right.
Because you can't make the argument, well, I'm for stop and frisk because I'm not. It's better for these communities, and if you stop enough guys, you'll get some off the road.
You can't make exceptions to God-given rights.
Correct.
You can't.
And you can't pick and choose because when it's red flag laws, or if the left ever said every white guy who owns an AR-15 should expect a visit from the ATF, you would howl and say, no, we can't do that. So I think deracializing our political culture ultimately would serve us in the long run.
Who are the black leaders, though, that you can really look to?
That's a good question. I think a couple come to mind. One is Bob Woodson.
I love him.
Yeah, over the Woodson Center.
But he is, he was a civil rights icon in the 60s.
Correct.
Is there somebody, I think you are. Is there somebody that is learning at the feet? You are actually learning at his feet.
I am. I'm fortunate to say that.
Yeah.
So, So I like the way you framed it, right? I'll go old guard,
Yeah.
and then I'll talk about some of the up
Yeah.
and coming guys. Bob Woodson, Professor Glenn Lowry, who's gone
Thomas
from
Sowell.
right to left
Yeah.
to right. Thomas Sowell, obviously.
Thomas Sowell for civil rights and economist for civil rights. Ah, they always love. I think they're getting paid to say his name. He probably puts something on their Cash App every time they say his name.
You know, Shelby Steele, John McWhorter, Jason Riley, Ian Rowe, who a lot of people may not be as familiar with, who ran schools in the South Bronx, and who's really fought to rid the schoolhouse of that type of racial indoctrination, is another person. On the younger side, individuals like Camille Foster, who does a lot of work in this space and just talking about issues in life, not always with such heavy race emphasis. Coleman Hughes, who's extremely young, he's in his 20s.
Coleman Hughes, the man who don't like reparations and was sliding down a train pole in his underwear. Man, hey, you got to be diverse, and conservatives are all about diversity.
To the extent that I'm counted in that group, I counted sort of a grace of God. But there are people out there, obviously, Jason Whitlock, who's a huge voice.
Well, Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock.
Are you optimistic for the future? And I mean, tell me, because I'm optimistic long term, because I know true principles. Reality will restate itself.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's going to take to get there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So short term, not so much. Long term, I am. Where are you?
Look, I'm probably the same place. I mean, honestly, though, 95% of that I just attribute to my faith.
Me too.
And I say, ultimately, if I believe the scriptures, then God is in control. And in the long run, he's going to win. Like the battle, the war is already over. Battles have been won. We're just in the state of going through the motions to get there.
Could you do me a favor and talk about this? Because I hear this from Christians, especially in the South, that where some Christians believe in the rapture, and they're like, hey, you're just going to be taken up. I don't know if you believe in it or not. I don't. I wish I did. I wish that were true. And if it is, I'll be the first to go, wow, should have listened to Bob because he's gone.
Right.
But so many people believe, well, God's got it. He knows he's got it. No. He told us what it's going to look like.
Correct.
So we can do something about it and have hope.
Correct.
But there's a lot of Christians who are like, yeah, well, God's got it. God's got it.
And I think that hope and faith is a good thing.
Yeah, he does have it.
Correct. But it's one of those things where, faith without works is dead. And when Jesus left his disciples, he told them to go and disciple the nations, right? I think every time, particularly we're talking about Christians here, speaks God's truth in the public square, whether that's, again, the nature of humanity, the nature of family, the nature of sin, that a father is not to be held to account for the sins of his son, and a son not for the sins of his father. Whenever we speak those truths and we challenge a world, civil magistrates, and when we challenge Caesar and tell Caesar what you're doing is not right, that is part of us carrying out God's call in the public square.
I agree. But you have to be strong.
Correct.
Run to you niggas. Booyaka, booyaka. Run. Booyaka.
I can't listen no more. This motherfucker. He said the four horsemen of the Coon Apocalypse. Are you serious? You brought up Larry Elder, Thomas Sowell, Coleman Hughes, and John McWhorter. I wouldn't even put Coleman Hughes up there. He ain't up there. John McWhorter and Ian. Oh my God. Jason Whitlock. Thank you. Jason Whitlock. You brought up the four horsemen of the Coon Apocalypse. Family, we in trouble. This is why we tell you to stay on code, family. They don't fucking get it. But again, this is the dumb servitude. They have a tenet they have to follow every day. When they wake up, brush their teeth, talk to God, they have to say this in the mirror.
Look, we just want the money. You guys walk away.
They be yelling at us. This is what they got to tell us every day. We just doing this for a check. Oh God. Oh man. Lord have mercy. You got it. I got to go to the plantation, family. But hopefully you learned something today. Hopefully you learned something today. But please be here tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to get dangerous. Tomorrow we're going to talk about the model minority, because I really need to dissect this story that happened by me here in Atlanta with 5 Korean people deleting a Korean girl. And they didn't even delete the girl right. But we're going to have a deep dive on why the media does not talk about AAPI crimes too tough. We know the answer why, but for somebody that might straggle in, yeah, we're going to have to talk about that. So that'll be the talks for tomorrow, and it'll be part of the 2024 election playlist, which if you're not looking at that playlist, what the hell is wrong with you? But again, family, I appreciate you all coming in and hearing me talk and try to teach 8:30 in the morning when y'all should be getting right with the Most High. But I'm going to put the playlist in the chat so you can go over it. And please, like I said before, please text it to your people. Text it to your people. It's nice to share it on social media. I appreciate that, but text it to your people, especially ones that you know are going to go vote, because we need them to get all the information. We're at 35 videos right now. It's probably going to be over 100 something when it's all said and done. So, yeah. But anyway, like I said, I have a plantation. I'd like to thank everybody for being here. I appreciate you. I love y'all. And shout out to the Black conservatives, because they are such a wealth of content. And shout out to Torian and Blacklight for their dissection of Greg Forehead. I appreciated it yesterday, and I appreciated the shout out as well, because that was cringy, but it was necessary because he's a scumbag. But anyway, y'all take care, stay safe out there, and you know what to do when the agents of chaos come to mess up your day.